$100 million. Cash, hidden, totally invisible. To the world, you are just a ghost in a faded robe. You practice gammon, the power to endure the noise of the world. Imagine holding a scratched car key while your fortune overflows. Neighbors look at your 10-year-old car and feel pity. They think you're losing. They don't know you've already won. Meet Kenji. He earns a fortune, but owns absolutely zero. Kenji's new truck isn't an asset. It's a heavy leash. You follow Seihin. You decided looking rich was too expensive. Every night, you open your kakebo. You track your soul's balance. You ask, does this buy me freedom, or just an ego boost? You understand, Morinai, finding wealth in what others throw away. At $20,000, you hit escape velocity. The math changed. Now your money works harder than the sloth ever could. You own boring businesses, machines that print yen while you nap. When markets crash, you stay still. You practice mushin. Volatility is just the price of admission for your freedom. Wealth isn't what you see, it's the time you own. Stop trying to look rich for people you don't even like. Build your silent empire. Let your freedom be your only noise. Family reunions are the ultimate test of your invisibility. A distant relative asks for a loan, thinking you're just getting by. You say no with a smile. Your poverty is your greatest shield. Kenji's family thinks he's a god because of his flashy gifts. They don't see the credit card statements burning in his pocket. Max avoids the update trap. New phones are just shiny distractions. While others wait in line for a gadget, you wait for a compound interest check. The 72-hour rule: if you want it, wait 3 full days. Usually the desire dies, but your capital lives forever. You don't shop for fun, you shop for utility. Kenji's house is a museum of things he doesn't use. Max's house is a temple of things that bring him peace. You follow the 1% rule of Kaizen. Small gains, every single day. 100 yen here, 1,000 yen there. It all adds up to freedom. You invested in laundromats. People always need clean clothes. They don't look like tech startups. They look like freedom. You own the roof over people's heads. But you live in a shack. Being the landlord of your life means owning your time first. When the news screams panic, you turn off the TV. The market is a tool, not a master. You buy when blood is in the streets, especially if it's your own. Volatility is your friend. It scares away the weak. You understand, wabi-sabi. There is beauty in the imperfect and the old. Your wealth is like a deep well. Silent, deep, bottomless. Kenji's wealth is like a fountain, loud, flashy, and runs dry quickly. You stopped trying to make it. You realized you already are it. Wealth is the ability to say, I have enough. The most expensive thing you can buy is a life without worry.
Your old money isn't about heritage, it's about mindset. The world is a theater. You chose to be the owner, not the actor. You hide your success like a ninja hides his blade. No bragging, no showing off. Just quiet compound growth. You eat simple food. You enjoy the luxury of health. Expensive dinners are just calories wrapped in ego. Max wakes up at 5 a.m., not to hustle, but to own the silence. While the world sleeps, your empire breathes. You don't need a vacation to escape your life. If you need to escape, you've built the wrong life. Max is a master of ukami. He knows how to fall and get back up. Failure is just a cheaper lesson than pride. You don't follow trends. You follow math. Math is the language of the universe, and it says you are free. Your net worth is your private business. Your character is public. People love you for who you are, not what you have. Kenji is only loved as long as the champagne flows. Stealth wealth is the ultimate freedom from judgment. You are the invisible hand in your own economy. One day, you will leave a legacy that nobody saw coming. Until then, keep your secret. Keep your peace. The zen of wealth isn't about having it all. It's about needing nothing. Wealth is a game of math. And Max is the grandmaster. While Kenji saves for a down payment, Max saves for an empire. The S&P 500 is Max's silent partner. It never sleeps. Compounding is the only magic left in the world. Most people work for yen. Max makes his yen work for him. He bought a laundromat, a boring business that prints cash. Laundries don't have feelings. They just have cash flow. Then he bought car washes. Wealth built on soap and water. Kenji's promotion meant a bigger house. Max's promotion meant more assets. Max lives on 20% of his income. He eats silence for breakfast. He never upgraded his lifestyle. He only upgraded his net worth. Kenji is rich on paper. Max is rich in the bank. Debt is a predator. Max is the one who hunts it. Max doesn't follow the herd. He waits for the herd to fall. When the market bleeds, Max goes shopping. Fear is a discount for those with cash. He built a rainy day fund that could last 10 winters. Most people trade time for money. Max trades money for time. He reached fire. Financial independence, retired early. Max owns his mornings. That is the highest form of wealth. He doesn't need to prove his success. The numbers prove it. Kenji spends to feel important. Max saves to be free. Freedom is the ability to say no to anyone. You can't buy freedom with a credit card. Wealth is built in the boring moments, the napping moments. Kenji is a Ferrari in a traffic jam. Max is a bicycle in an open field. Stop working for a life you're too tired to enjoy. Max's empire is silent, but its foundation is made of iron. He followed the path of the invisible millionaire. One day you'll realize, the less you show, the more you have. Max doesn't buy toys. He buys ownership. Every dollar you spend is a vote for someone else's wealth. Every dollar you save is a vote for your own freedom. Kenji is a hamster on a gold wheel. He has to keep running. Max stepped off the wheel 10 years ago. Wealth is not a number. It is a feeling of safety. If you can't sleep, you're not wealthy yet. Max sleeps like a baby while his bank account works like a giant. You don't need a high salary. You need a high savings rate. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Max's plan. Buy. Hold. Nap. Repeat. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Kenji has motivation. Max has a system. Motivation fails. Systems prevail. You are the CEO of your own life. Start acting like it. The market doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about your patience. Patience is a competitive advantage in a world of 15-second videos. Wealth is the silence after the world stops screaming. Max found his peace. Now he's helping you find yours. Build your invisible empire. Let the money flux guide your way. Max doesn't follow the news. He follows the 10-year rule. If it won't matter in 10 years, it doesn't matter for 10 seconds. You must learn the anti-hustle. Moving less, but moving better. Compounding isn't slow. You're just looking at it too early. Remember the 8-4-3 rule. The last years are where the magic happens. Kenji gets a bonus and buys a jet ski. Max buys a dividend king. One is a toy that rusts. The other is a machine that breathes. Max loves boring businesses because they have zero competition. While everyone fights for AI startups, Max owns the car wash. Soap and water don't go out of style. Neither does freedom. The middle class mistakes spending for progress. Max knows that progress is only measured by your walk-away fund. How many months could you survive if you stopped today? If the answer is 1, you're not an employee. You're a hostage. Max follows a strict spending framework. Every yen has a mission. 50% for life. 30% for the future. 20% for the soul. Kenji's ratio is 110% for the ego. The math is his enemy. Max mastered the 21-year gap. He looks at the horizon, not his feet. Wealth is built $50 at a time. Never underestimate the small. A river isn't made of a flood. It's made of a billion drops. Max practices shuganai. He accepts what he cannot change. He cannot change the market, but he can change his reaction. Wealth is the result of defensive pessimism. Prepare for the worst. When the recession hits, Max isn't scared. He's liquid. Cash is a position. It is the option to buy the world. Kenji is all in on hype. He has zero options. Max bought real estate when everyone said, wait. He did the math. A house to live in is an expense. A house to rent is a lifeline. Max hides his success strategy like a sacred scroll. Don't tell people your goals. Show them your results in 10 years. The first $100,000 is a bitch. There is no other way to say it. But after that, the boulder starts rolling on its own. You don't need luck. You need a high savings rate. Max saves 60% of everything. He buys his future every Monday. Kenji saves what is left after spending. Usually, it's zero. Max saves first, then spends the rest. He pays the master first. Wealth is the ability to walk into any room and not want anything. Freedom is the absence of desire for things you don't need. Kenji is a slave to the next version. He is never satisfied. Max is still on version 1. Because version 1 still prints yen. You don't need a Ferrari to prove you're a winner. You need a portfolio. A Ferrari is a depreciating asset. A portfolio is a living organism. Max follows wabi-sabi in his investments. Simple. Real. Lasting. He avoids gimmicks. He buys the index. He stays in his lane. The market is a distraction. The system is the truth. Max is a quiet millionaire. He has no fans. He has no haters. He only has peace. And peace is the ultimate wealth. Kenji has a high salary and a high stress heart. He is losing. Max has a low stress and a high net worth. He already won. Build your empire in the dark. Let your freedom be your light. Max doesn't follow the crowd. He follows the math of freedom. Your net worth is a private garden. Keep the gates locked. Kenji sees a raise as permission to spend more on things he doesn't need. Max sees a raise as a chance to buy more of his own life. He follows the no logos rule. If they want him to be a billboard, they should pay him. Real wealth is invisible. It's the peace of mind that never goes out of style. Kenji's luxury is just a high-priced prison cell with leather seats. Max's poverty is a palace of choices that nobody can take away. He buys assets that breathe. They grow while he drinks his tea. Compound interest is the only employee that works 24 hours a day. If you find value in this silence, perhaps you belong in our circle. The 10-year rule is Max's shield against every trend. If it won't matter in a decade, it doesn't matter for a second. Kenji is a Ferrari in a traffic jam. Powerful, but stuck. Max is a bicycle on an open road. Simple, but moving. He reached escape velocity years ago. The gravity of debt no longer pulls him. Wealth is not what you spend. It is what you keep. Every dollar is a soldier. Max never sends his army to a battle they can't win. He avoids status games. The prize is always a higher bill. Max knows that the person who needs the least is the most powerful. He doesn't need your approval. He already has his freedom. Wealth is the silence that follows when the world stops yelling. Kenji works to impress people he hates. It's a tragedy in 3 acts. Max works to enjoy the people he loves. It's a comedy in 1 act. He follows wabi-sabi. There is wealth in the imperfect and the old. A new car smells like debt. An old car smells like freedom. Max owns boring businesses. Car washes. Storage units. Laundromats. They don't need to be cool. They just need to be consistent. Consistency beats intensity every single time. If you wish to see how deep this path goes, walk with us a little longer. Financial freedom is the ability to ignore the world's must-haves. You don't need it. You just want the feeling it promises. Max buys the thing, not the feeling. And usually, he doesn't need the thing. Being rich is having money. Being wealthy is having time. Max has both. But he only talks about one. When the market crashes, Kenji calls his broker in a panic. Max calls for another cup of tea. He knows the storm will pass. The market is a machine that transfers money from the active to the patient. Be patient. Be boring. Be free. Max is a master of ukemi. He knows how to take a hit and keep moving. Life will throw surprises. Your bank account should be your safety net.
Don't build a life on the edge of your paycheck. Give yourself room to breathe. Give yourself room to be wrong. Max found the secret. It's been hiding in the silence all along. Now the path is open to you, but you must choose to walk it. Looking poor is a strategy. Actually being rich is the goal. Stop the noise. Start the empire. Your future self is waiting. Don't let them down. Be the invisible giant. Join the journey to the zen of wealth. This is your moment. Build your silent empire. Stay Money Flux. If you learned something new today, like subscribe and watch the next video.